Leeds had gone 6 at home without a win. Mel Sterling's 12th-minute header was their 50th league goal of the season, the First Division's top scorers. Goal of the day, contender A. And for someone who'd scored only twice since Christmas 1987, this was a bit tasty. David Batty's solo special. Well, Leeds going top on goal difference, and who knows, maybe that could decide the championship. It did in '89, so they're all precious, even the run-of-the-mill ones. Rod Wallace with his 9th goal of the season. United had won on all their previous visits to London this season, and they went in front when a great tackle by David Rocastle on Paul Ince turned into a perfect scoring opportunity for Brian McClare. But in patches, the champions really played like champions. Goal of the day, contender B. An end-to-end move featuring Merson, Carter and Ian Wright, who played the killer ball, swerving it behind the United defence for Rocastle arriving at speed. Arsenal don't score too many, United don't concede too many. It was a fair result. A crazy result in some respects, instigated by two founder members of the Crazy Gang. Vinnie Jones cracking in a beauty. On any other day, it would have been a contender. Brilliant fullback play by Rob Jones set up Liverpool's equaliser, and another superb strike, this time by Ronnie Rosenthal, the one bright spot in what Graham Souness described as the most inept display since he took over as manager. Now, Chelsea hadn't won at Anfield for 56 years, but they put an end to Liverpool's recent surge towards the summit with a neat bit of football, given sufficient time and space to allow Dennis Wise to find a way through Grobbelaar on the near post. Well, Wise had the chance to increase Chelsea's margin of victory, but his spot kick was well turned away by Grobbelaar, but a result that must have brought a smile to the faces of Howard Wilkinson and Alex Ferguson. City were very impressive by all accounts and deserved more than the one goal delivered almost inevitably by David White. He's a match winner and no mistake. Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough for the first time since Leeds hit them for 6. 3 Luton defenders doing the hokey-cokey, David Hurst sticking his left leg out. The big fella back in business and with a big part still to play in an absorbing match. Luton levelling 4 minutes later when David Priest finished well. Now, when you've scored only 6 times away from home all season, taking a 2-1 lead is something of a luxury. Intentional or not, Chris Kamara's pass found Warren Oates on the burst, and Luton were in position to register their first away win of the season. But Trevor Francis sent out Wednesday's super sub, himself. Hurst to Francis, the cross hit deep, and the American international John Harkes sent it back for Paul Williams to equalise with 12 minutes to go. Francis then released Carlton Palmer, who kept his cool and showed tremendous balance for such a tall, lanky character. Hurst's contribution at the back post was immaculate. John Harkes the winner, and a Yankee Doodle dandy of a finish. Remember our goal of the day winner a couple of weeks ago, Michael Zico Lake of Sheffield United. He's at it again. Forest, who've gone 5 weeks without a league win, equalised a few minutes later when Roy Keane headed in, but it was a goal that spurred on United rather than Forest. Now, you probably want to know why Michael Lake's goal isn't a contender. Here's the reason. John Gannon's was even better. Dave Bassett must have been bursting with pride, and quite rightly so. Forest defending left a lot to be desired, and after Brian Clough's public condemnation of goalkeeper Mark Crossley during the week, he must have been thinking, why me? Deflections are a goalkeeper's nightmare. That was Ian Bryson for 3-1. Or perhaps an even crazier result than Chelsea's victory at Anfield. Not so much the win, because it was United's 3rd in the league on the trot, but it was the ease in which they did it. What on earth was Brian Laws trying to do there? Carl Bradshaw, 4-1. Now, Brian Clough had dropped top scorer Teddy Sheringham, league lover in the number 10 shirt. Simon Tracy won the ball there, but not cleanly enough, according to referee John Martin. Stuart Pearce with the penalty. But Sheffield United hadn't finished. And just for the record, this was Forest's heaviest home defeat since 1964. Hodges to Brian Deane, and a brilliant afternoon's work by Harry's boys. Don Howe's first victory as Coventry's manager, and they've yet to lose in London this season. Robert Rosario's flick for David Smith to score the game's only goal after half an hour. Palace had the chance of scraping a draw when Coventry's Peter Atherton conceded a penalty. presumably for handball, but the transfer listed Andy Gray saw his kick saved by Steve Ogrizovic. Not the happiest of times for Palace, but a valuable 3 points for Coventry. Norwich had lost 5 of their previous 6 games and were in need of a win. Nifty footwork by Darren Beckford, presenting Robert Ullathorne with a simple but well-executed header nonetheless. Southampton, Wembley bound in the ZDS Cup, hit back with a great strike by Glenn Cockerill. Goal of the day, contender D. But overall, their league form is worrying. Joint bottom with Luton and 5 points from a position of safety. Norwich won it, Flowers saving well from Mark Bowen, but Robert Fleck, alert as ever, was following up, and that's goal poaching of top quality. Don't adjust your sets. Oldham's away strip is greener than the Villa pitch. A game you'd fancy to produce more than 1 goal. Mitchell Thomas, the scorer for West Ham's second successive 1-0 win. Here's the day's wackiest goal. More of a contender for what happened next. Hans Sager's fly kick rebounding off Gary Penrice. Further evidence that it really is a funny old game. Well, 10 without defeat in the league for Rangers, but they do draw a lot. They're 8th at home. Miller brought down, so it all depended on John Fashanu in Wimbledon's first game under Joe Kinnear, their new manager. Andy Gray and Dennis Wise take note. It's where you put them, not how hard you hit them.
Chris